What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Built for Anything, and I'm here with a video for you guys, and I want to talk about Lavar Ball. Okay? Listen, if you don't know out there, Lavar Ball is the father of Lonzo Ball, who is he's a college UCLA player who is he's definitely going to the NBA, and hopefully he comes to my Lakers, But anyway, his father has been making a lot of noise out there. And in fact, I actually had a good conversation with a friend of mine last night. And he's an entrepreneur himself, and he's pretty successful in the business ventures that he has. And it really sparked a good conversation. And I want to start off with the sneaker, right? Let me tell you, when I first heard that he was going to come out with his own sneaker, and I'm saying to myself, listen, that's a pretty good, for as an entrepreneur, that's, you salute that. And they say that Nike, Adidas, and Reebok and all of them just basically said they're not even, I guess they had the conversation but decided that they weren't going to sign a deal. But I said to myself, you know what? There's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur and doing your own thing, right? And then I found out that the sneaker in question retails for $495. Yeah, so that threw me off. But, hearing him speak and hearing him saying, listen, this is the value, this is how much I feel the sneaker is worth. And I said to myself, look, I don't tell Nike how to price their sneakers. I don't tell Gucci, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, all these, high-end places. I don't tell them how to price their sneakers. There's an association with higher price equals higher value in people's eyes, where lower price means low value. So they kind of play on that. And so when I heard about this situation, I said to myself, well, maybe what he should have done was he should have looked at the fact of who are you directing this towards? Are you making this for high end? Or not? If not, then who's the demographic that you expect to buy these products from you? And so if that same demographic is willing to buy a sneaker by, say, Michael Jordan for 200 plus or LeBron James for 200 plus, you got to say to yourself, I haven't played a lick of basketball yet in the NBA. Maybe I might want to be in between that, maybe a little under that, and then start raising my prices as I start to get more popular. I mean, I don't know. But it did have me thinking, and having that conversation with a buddy of mine, he brought up some good points. And he said, look, he should have, instead maybe donate some of that money, have some of that money go towards, black education or some sort of black entrepreneurship program or something like that, underprivileged people. Like, you could have found a way to have people rally behind it. And I think that would have put more pressure on the bigger companies to say, look, how do you not stand behind this? Like, what does your product stand for? Because at the end of the day, you got to understand that the money that you're spending, whether you believe it or not, it's not just going towards the product that you receive, but you're also supporting that company and whatever else that they do. So if there's a company out there that is, funding, terrorism or just something really, really negative somewhere else, yeah, you might be buying that product and think that's it. But if your money's going to go towards them to continue to do these negative things out there, then you're supporting it. Same thing when I think about like eating meat. If you're going to pay for that meat, yes, you're not the one who killed that animal, but you are supporting the company that does do that. So therefore you support that. And so people have to understand there's a direct connection. And I saw a statistic today that the spending power of African Americans is like $1.7 trillion. So that tells me that, because in business, everybody knows it's all about the consumer. If the consumer's not willing to purchase, then you got a problem. So when I think about the amount of money, the amount of impact that we have as a community, I'm saying to myself, we have more control than we actually think. Because if we all decided that we're not going to buy that type of food anymore, guess what? They go out of business. If we decide that we're not going to go to that restaurant anymore, or we're not going to go to that place anymore for whatever reason, that we're not going to buy that sneaker, anymore for whatever reason, you know what happens to the prices? It goes down, right? And so I think about, you know, for myself. Now, I have a lot of ideas and you know, there's certain businesses that I want to get into. And I think about the fact that, you know, you want to make sure that your business stands for something, and you would love to have the support of people around you. Although the reality is everybody's not going to like everything. So when I think about this and I look at his situation, what I do take from the Lavar Ball situation is that he is trying to set his own path. And there is something to be said for that, right? Albeit bad execution, right? He did drop the ball on that. But it does say something when you're willing to go your own path, be your own business, be your own boss. Because at the end of the day, for whatever you're doing, you know, and if somebody could just call you and be like, listen, stop it, you know what I mean, don't sell that no more, or you're fired or whatever, you don't really control your path. You don't really control your destiny there. You see what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to knock people who do 9 to 5s. I'm a 9 to 5er. But at the same time, you got to understand that you can only go but so far. You know what I mean? So, you know, there is something to be said for people who decide that they're going to build things from the ground up. I think that, you know, that goes back to like my last video when I talk about chase your passion. I feel like that's really what it is. Find something you believe in and work that, right? So, you know, that's my take from that. I'm going to continue to follow the story. I personally think maybe he would lower his prices eventually as he becomes more popular, although, you know, like my buddy said, you know, the damage is already done. But maybe somebody else will come out and look at this, because, you know, there's something to be said about, okay, somebody else didn't do it right, but maybe it might spark the ideas of somebody else to do it the right way. And so maybe somebody coming into the league, or just somebody like myself looking at the situation and saying, you know what, I'm going to do something that I feel like I could stand behind, you know. So that's what I take from that, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if you're going to buy that sneaker. Be honest. Leave your comments below. Thank you for watching this video. Like, subscribe for more. Guys, thank you. And I'll see you on the next one, all right? Peace and love, y'all. I'm out.